Hey folks, thanks for checking out today's video. This is actually part 2 of a 2-part build. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, where we talk about how to find and spawn proof for the fortress spawn locations, be sure to check that out. It is very important for today's video. Otherwise, your farm is not going to work correctly. So be sure to check it out. And just to let you guys know, the farm is actually already finished, and I'm recording this after the fact, so don't call the TVA on me, please. I'd rather not be pruned. You can call him on Prowl, though. That's totally fine. Prowl 8413. Okay, so Prowl, what are we doing next? Because we have all these spawn locations, and we got nothing to do with them. So how are we going to get mobs to spawn in at these precise locations? And then what are we going to do with them once they do spawn in?
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you here. You stand right here.
Okay.
Stand right there.
Yep.
And then I stand right here, and then we just wait for them to spawn, and we hit them.
Okay, you ready? I'm gonna hit him with chicken.
Okay. If you just keep clicking when they spawn, they'll die instantly.
It's not working yet. How long do I have to wait?
Oh man. Well, you keep going.
Okay.
I'm gonna log out. I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. It's not work. Ow! Why'd you hit me?
Because why are you punching that spot with chicken? I don't understand your problem. We can't do that. But what we can do is we actually tested a couple different methods. We played around in creative mode a little bit in the world, off camera, of course, and I'd seen other people do the minecart transportation, and we messed around with that for a bit, but we really wanted to optimize this and make it as fast and really as easy as possible. I'm sorry, but when you start including minecart tracks for like all these different spots, it can get really complex for you guys really quick. And if you know anything about if you know anything about how Blue Jay and I like to do things, we want to keep things simple yet very efficient for people. So we axed that method. Get it? Axe, because we have axes right now. And we've opted for a different method. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to install some Trident Killer at each location, and we're going to put a special timing on it to where they go a little bit slower, so it'll create less lag in your worlds. And it'll be really easy because once you know how to build one chamber, it doesn't matter where your other chambers are. It doesn't matter how many other chambers you have. As long as they're within the spawning area, the 4-chunk sim or whatever chunk sim that you're playing on, then you just repeat this exact same process for all of them. And you kill gas to try to attack. Leave my project box alone. So I think that's what we're going to jump into here in just a moment, is we're going to show you guys how to build the chambers, how to double check and make sure that you have the right location for the mobs to spawn in, and how to get them to fall down. So hold on. Yeah,
I got one more thing. I'm sorry. So you can also do this several different ways. If you're going to do the multiple Trident Killer method like we're about to do, I know we're a little bit ahead of the game here because we haven't gotten there yet, but when it comes to storage, you can either just toss everything into a single chest at each location and stop by when you're ready to check for loot and just pick them up at each little Trident Killer, or you can run hopper lines to a centralized storage location, things like that. It doesn't really matter as long as you're happy with the storage output and it makes it easy for you to get to the items, because the whole point of the farm is to get items to use for things later, not just to keep them in the chests like Prowl does. So exactly. So if you wanna have multiple chests, like one at each Trident Killer, you can do that. Or if you want to have a centralized storage system, then you can run hoppers to that location. Doesn't matter where it goes, as long as it's within range of your farm. So there you go.
So we're gonna start with the spot right here. And the mob, whenever you get your 4 spots marked out, right? Because remember, they appear in the middle. The positive block, this block right here, you see again, as I move that way, my numbers were going in the positive. I don't want to fall off and die. The positive block is the actual block that they spawn on, and they spawn on the negative corner of it, which is that side right there. So what we need to do is we need to make those spots valid spawn spots. Blue Jay's gonna punch a hole in the floor over here. Yep, like that. And then we need to push the mob into there. So the way that we do that is we put a couple blocks right here. We put a couple more right there. And the mobs, if the floor block is available, it doesn't necessarily check to see if these blocks are transparent blocks like glass, for example. So what'll happen is the mob will actually spawn in that spot. And then if we block all of the spots around here, so here, through here, and then through there, and this, whoops, I pulled the wrong one. These ones basically, and we could block these ones off too, just so they don't jump the gap. When the mob spawns, he'll get pushed in here. So what we're going to do is kind of what Blue Jay's doing there, and like filling in all around. And those mobs, when they push in, they'll fall directly down into that hole, which is exactly what we want. And then Blue Jay, once we get these blocks in, he's going to show us what we got to do once that portion's done, because we got to do some certain setup below. We can't just leave it like this, obviously. We got to do a Trident Killer. We're
below the spot where our mobs are going to drop, and like a smart builder, I brought scaffolding along with me. Did you bring some scaffolding, Prowl?
Just continue.
Anyway, like a smart builder, I brought scaffolding with me, and I'm going to go ahead and scaffold up just a little bit so that I can reach the bottom of this little section here. And we're actually going to have to go over just a little bit, but thankfully you can pillar sideways with scaffolding. And we're going to leave the spawn spot alone, and then we're going to dig out the blocks directly underneath the glass so that we can have a solid glass tube all the way around. And really the only purpose for that is so that we can see everything that's going on regardless of where we're at in the farm.
Yeah, you don't have to use glass if you don't want to, but I think I've said this in the past. I'm sure Blue Jay has too. It's just nice to be able to see what your farms are doing, so we're using glass for that purpose.
So then you can just fill all of this in with glass, and what we're going to do is we're going to drop these guys down 5 blocks, Prowl?
Yeah, we'll get five blocks below here. We can actually knock out this one. 5 blocks below here. That way you have a 4-block gap between where the wither skeletons are or the other mobs. And no, you don't have to have anything there. That can be empty. It's fine. Well,
I'm just counting it down. So that's 2, and then we'll go up from here, and then we'll go 3.
Nope.
Oh,
not 3.
Somebody's target block is right there.
Might be my camera target block.
We'll scoot over. It's fine.
We'll be right back.
It's fine. So, okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is the floor, correct, Prowl?
Yeah, 5 down is the floor, and the reason why we decided to do that is so the wither skeletons can easily fit down there and have an extra block gap above their head just in case some kind of weird stuff happens with hitboxes, or when the trident is like going around in circles. If the wither skeleton stands on top of it, it'll help prevent like mobs from maybe getting pushed through the blocks and getting out or something weird like that.
And then for the time being, I'm not going to bring this tube all the way down yet, because we are going to show you how to build the Trident Killer. Just in case you don't know how, this is a feature that is exclusive to the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. If you do play Java, I'm so sorry, this is not something that you can do. So you should go to the Windows Store or the Apple iTunes Store or the Google Play Store and download the best version of Minecraft. And then you'll have a Trident Killer at your disposal.
Hey, no, we're not promoting elitism here, sir. At least not on camera. Behind closed doors, maybe, but not on camera.
Trident Killers are actually not that difficult to build if you know what you're doing and you have a basic level of redstone knowledge. So what we need to do is actually probably break this level of glass back out just to give ourselves some headroom, and we'll jump on over right here, and we'll just leave the rest of that glass there for now unless it gets in the way. So we're gonna grab some glass here, and we're gonna place one right here, and then we're gonna go over and skip this side and place one right here. We'll skip this side, place one right here, skip this side and place one right here. So you got like a little fidget spinner shape looking thing, or a ninja star. Both are very nerdy things to say. Anyway, on top of each of these pieces of glass, we're going to place one piston facing directly inward toward the landing spot. And I don't remember if we mentioned or not, this does need to be a transparent block so that we don't get anything spawning down here as well. We want all of the spawns to go right on that block up there. So we'll do the pistons just like so. And then we do need some solid blocks, which we've got some stone right here, and we'll place these right over here in the corner, right over here in the corner, right over here in the corner, and same thing over here just like that. And then just for good measure, so nothing escapes, we'll fill these in with glass. And then we need another solid block on top of each of the pistons, like so. So you remember we had each of these corner blocks that we placed in right next to the piston. We're going to grab our repeaters here, and we're going to take one repeater and place it down right here, just kind of facing away from the block. It does not need to go into it. It needs to be facing away, and we're going to set it to 2 ticks. And then we're going to go over here and do the same thing in this corner. Same thing in that corner. Same thing in that corner. Then we need to come over here inside the Trident Killer area, and we need to face the repeater because the face of the observer is going to go directly into the side of that, so we'll place that right there. Then the red dot will be going into this block to power the block, which will power the piston, and then it will power this repeater, and then the next observer facing it will be like, hey, I detected a change with that repeater, and it will power a signal out the back, powering that block, powering that piston, powering that repeater. It will also detect a change right here, and if you know what Trident Killers do, it just kind of continues the cycle all the way around. Now, it's not active just yet, but let's get out of here for a second so we can test it out. And the way that we're going to do that is we're actually just going to break this repeater for now, and you see it did cycle around the horn one time, but then if we place this repeater back, closing the loop, we can go ahead and kick off the Trident Killer, and it will just continue to loop around indefinitely. Now, that's strange. Let me grab a lever, because I think we need to make sure this kicks off at one time so that we don't get alternating pistons like that. I think that's a little bit off. Give me just a second. I'll grab a lever. So what we can do is actually take a lever and place it on this block and constantly power it so that this repeater is constantly on, and it tells that observer, oh, there's nothing changing right now, so I can actually go ahead and stop the contraption. So then when we kick it off, there we go. We had to make sure to start it in one location so that the pistons do not fire opposite corners at the same time. So now you can see that it is cycling around in a circle or square, because Minecraft logic. Then all you got to do is throw a couple of tridents in there, and away you go. If you can get your hands on Impaling 5, it's also great to put Impaling 5 on the Tridents to take the mobs out a little bit faster. But unfortunately, neither Prowl or myself have an Impaling Librarian Villager, so we're just going to have to do without. And that's just fine. And after the editing magic, we have 9 Trident Killers in place, and we've actually installed these little trapdoors right here so we can easily access the Tridents to throw them in there and collect XP if we need to. We've also...
Hey, Blue Jay, is this how it works? Is it like this? Is this what I do?
Yeah, all you gotta do is stand there with your shovel, actually. It does more damage with Trident Killers. We've got these levers here. We've got individual levers on every Trident Killer. For now, we probably will hook up a singular lever and just run redstone into these blocks where the levers are, so that we only have to flip one switch to turn the entire thing on. But, you know, it works like it is right now. You can manually flip them all on and then disable the farm when you're done. So... that's up to you.
Let's also note that all of these path blocks that we put down, these are all bottom half slabs. That way mobs cannot spawn on it. This is all spawn proof.
All right, Prowl, what's next?
All right, so one problem that you may end up having is that you may have magma cubes spawn in here. And the little ones aren't really a problem. They'll technically be on the platform there for a moment, but they'll jump off. The big ones, I think they get pushed off, or they'll jump off there too. They're not a big deal. Or the medium-sized ones. The big ones, they're a problem because they're bigger than the 2x2 hole is. So what happens when they spawn is they glitch out. At least from testing that I've done, I wasn't able to do it.
We just got a blaze. Look at that.
Where is
it? It works. It's working. But he's actually not pushed off because somebody forgot to put the block back. Prowl.
Did I? I think you did this one.
I did not do that one.
That was definitely all you.
We got a blaze.
So when the big magma cubes spawn in, at least when I was doing it via commands, they would like actually glitch out. So they favor this side, and I don't know if that's going to be the same in every orientation, but I'm guessing it probably will be. So they're going to favor the side where your spawn block is to the positive X side of it. And what I did to solve that was I chopped out these blocks here like so, and then we're gonna build a little bit of a glass cage here, and we do need to make sure it's spawn proof 2. Yeah, so what we got to do is we got to go through, we got to replace this whole floor right here with glass, and we're going to have a 4x3 actually. So here, this portion will be glass. This is going to be the wall right here. So you can get rid of that piece of glass right here. Let's place temporary block right here. These will be glass wall, and this right here will be glass wall. So we could take this up, and what it's going to be is a little 4x3 chamber that we're going to build for the magma cubes to fall into. But to kill them off, what I've done, I don't have them in my inventory, I'll get in a little bit, is we're actually going to build an iron golem in here, because there is a bug in the game that's been in the game for a couple years now. You guys saw it in my magma cube farm episode, where iron golems will kill and fight magma cubes. Magma cubes won't do anything to the iron golems. So let's get one of those in here really quick. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our iron golem in now before we build this thing the rest of the way up. So a few iron blocks, pumpkin.
Congratulations, Prowl! You're a daddy. What's your golem's name?
I don't know. Why don't you, to celebrate what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to jump in there with him. And you're supposed to give him a pat on the back. So why don't you go give him a nice punch right in the back?
You know, I'm just not that good with kids.
So we're gonna build this up a little bit higher. 4 blocks high should do it. And then we can put a roof on it right here. And then what will happen is the magma cube he'll spawn in there. He'll get pushed into the chamber, or at least he should. Again, I did not get to extensively test this, so I'm not making any 100% promises here today. But he should get pushed in there with the iron golem. The iron golem will smack him around a little bit, kill him. You're not going to get the drops unless you put hoppers down there. I'm not really worried about it. I don't think Blue Jay's really worried about it, because we'll get some magma cube from magma
I just
cream
said like 10 minutes ago I'm worried about it. I don't have a magma cube farm. So guys, that will probably be something I add to this farm at a later date, but we're not going to worry about it today. We're just going to leave it as is. All right.
Yep. So hopefully this will do it. If it doesn't, then I'll get back to you guys in a future episode on how I solved the problem. Also, to note, Blue Jay told me I should point this out. I totally forgot about it. On Bedrock Edition, a parity difference between the two versions, you do not have to have nether brick for nether fortress based mobs to spawn on. That is required on Java Edition, not required on Bedrock. They can spawn on any block. So I thought it'd be cool to put the blue wool down.
the best color in the world by picking blue wool. So thank you, Prowl. I appreciate you honoring me.
It's not even your color blue. It's not your color blue.
It's still blue.
It's not your color.
It's blue.
So I think this does it for everything topside, except for us actually putting more of these things in. And what do we got to do next? What else are we doing?
Well, we still need to get the hopper mine carts underneath the Trident Killer so that we have a collection for the actual items that get dropped. We need to toss the Tridents in. We need to run a hopper line all the way to a centralized storage system. We have a little bit of work left to do, but most of it is actually pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not sure how much we're actually going to build on camera. Rather, we'll probably just get it all taken care of, knocked out, and then we'll update you guys with the finished product. And with the magic of editing, all of this is completely done thanks to Prowl. He actually put in all the rest of the legwork on this because he does this full-time during the day and I don't, and so he did this while I was working. So thank you, Prowl. You are the man. Let me show you what he took care of. He went down here and made all of this storage, which, by the way, is hooked up to an auto sorting system. And look at all these wither skeleton skulls. I think he said he AFK'd for like 6 hours or something like that. So, you know, a decent amount of time, but not a crazy long AFK session. I know some people leave their AFKs on for like 24 hours at a time, but we got... What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over a half stacks of wither skeleton skulls. We're going to be doing some wither fights for some stream rewards here soon, right? Yeah, that sounds like fun. Other things that he did, he hooked up a switch right here. No fireworks involved. That was me. If you flip the switch, it turns all of the Trident Killers on at the same time, so the entire farm will activate. And then you can fly up to the AFK point right up there in the ceiling and, you know, watch all the mobs start to fall. And actually, I don't think you can see them from up there, but that's beside the point. Let's see. What else did Prowl do? He threw tridents in the Trident Killers. And one thing to note as well, if you want to collect the XP for this, you have to be the one to throw the tridents. So once in a while, we'll come in here and collect the tridents and throw them ourselves. But I'm not actually very concerned about the XP. I'm more concerned about the loot. So we may just leave them as is for now. Let's see what else has been done. One last thing that we can show you guys. Prowl. Uh-oh. No! We're not going to have a repeat of last episode. No. We're good. Okay. I'm alive. So Prowl put in all of these Iron Golem spots right here, and he has strategically placed these for when giant magma cubes, not the medium or small ones, but only the giant ones. No! Stop it! Bad! Go away. Anyway, the giant magma cubes will actually spawn and glitch into this area, and the iron golems will take care of them. And unfortunately, their drops are just going to lay on the floor for now. There is no collection system for those. I may end up putting a collection system in at some point on a live stream because I don't actually have a magma cube farm. But even without it, let's come down here and take a look. Oh my word. Half a heart again? Give me a break. Even with no collection under there for the giant magma cubes, we've actually got a decent amount of magma cream in here. So honestly, I think we're going to be okay. Prowl doesn't need this. He's got it at his magma cube farm, so I can probably take most of this and use it for fire res potions. Although maybe I should get some slow falling potions after these couple episodes here. Anyway, guys, that is the completed build, and I think what I'm gonna do from here is maybe spend a little bit of time AFK so that we can collect some more materials, get even more wither skeleton skulls, because maybe we can use them for some decorations and some fun things like that. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to check out the Bedrock Guide playlist right here at the end screen so that you don't miss out on any more content. Be sure to subscribe as well.